Reacting to the recent meetings between Union Home Minister Amit Shah with former Nagaland Chief Minister and Dr. S.C. Jamir, NSCNIM questions why the government is giving opportunity to Jamir to block a genuine, honorable and lasting solution to the Indo-Naga political issue. Indian Army Chief General Manoj Pandey states that Indian Army has completed the court of inquiry into the Oting incident firing incident. Meanwhile, General Officer Commander-in-Chief of the Eastern Command, Lieutenant General Rana Pratap Kalira, calls that incident a case of mistaken identity and error of judgment. Central Naga Tribe Council calls upon Nagaland government and negotiating parties to speeden the Naga political solution before the upcoming state general elections. CNTC also demands representation to Eastern Naga People's Organization, the Central Naga Tribe Council and the Tenyame People Organization, the Core Committee on Naga Political Issue. Rising People's Party throws challenge before National Authority issues warning of flashing flood and water logging due to heavy rains in foothills and lowland parts of Nagaland. Thunderstorm and lightning with widespread rainfall likely in Peran, Kohima, Wokha, Mon and Twinchang districts. Nagaland to witness prolonged spell of heavy rain. Hello and welcome to Nltv News. Now I am Johanna Muri and now let's have a look at the news in details. Reacting to the recent meetings of the Union Home Minister Amit Shah with former Nagaland Chief Minister Dr. S.C. Jamir, the NSCNIM has questioned why the government is giving opportunity to Jamir to block a genuine, honorable and lasting solution to the Indo-Naga political issue. The NSCNIM accused veteran Naga politician Dr. S.C. Jamir of scheming with the centre to destroy the very foundation of the Naga political identity that the people have shed blood, sweat and tears over the decades. Through the press note, Council stated that the Indo-Naga history remains alive to testify who has played a destructive role that led to the sorry state of affairs. The IM also stated that the root of the never-ending Naga political problem lies in the 16-point agreement and that Dr. Jamir is being the only living person was still kicking around being one of the architects of the 16-point agreement. The NSCNIM also expressed disappointment by stating that Jamir is doing what he loves the most and that is defending the 16-point agreement and questioned that the government as to why they are not willing to learn from history. The council also mentioned that the government of India is turning towards the same destructive person by seeking his guidance. In its press release, the council also maintained that nothing was more annoying than the Ministry of Home Affairs hobnobbing with S.C. Jamir. The NSCN accused Jamir and called him a penchant for cheating, for creating bloodshed, as already testified by the pages of the Indo-Naga history, and stated that a peace process under ceasefire is something anathema to him. The Central Naga Tribes Council has called upon the government and the negotiating parties to speeden up the political solution with the knowledge of the stakeholders before the upcoming state general elections. CNTC issued a press release demanding balanced representation to the convener of the core committee from the three blocks of Nagaland, that is the Eastern Naga People's Organization, the Central Naga Tribe Council and the Tenyame People Organization in the Core Committee on Naga Political Issues, stating that the Core Committee is not a political body but rather a platform to represent the voice of the people of Nagaland. Newly appointed Indian Army Chief General Manoj Pandey on Monday stated that Indian Army has completed the court of inquiry into the firing incident in Nagaland's Oting last year. The Army Chief also stated that the report of inquiry is now undergoing legal scrutiny. Meanwhile, General Officer Commanding-in-Chief of the Eastern Command, Lieutenant General Rana Pratap Kalida, stated that it was a case of mistaken identity and error of judgment. Kalida notified that the Army of Inquiry as well as the Government Special Investigation Team report has been completed and is being examined now. He assured that if there is any lapse or fault by anyone, action will be taken irrespective of his rank. Kalida also stated that Armed Forces Special Powers Act gives some operational support to the forces working in difficult terrains, but the law is not absolute and that there is standard operations procedures to be followed. Days after the public of Longzang village protested against the misuse of funds under Rural Development Department, Governor Professor Jagdish Mukhi decided to set up inquiry committee, upon which the public extended gratitude to Mukhi and further requested the chairman and the member of the committee to come well prepared for their proper findings. Meanwhile, Block Development Officer Pom Ching has been directed to produce all clearance copy, completion certificate, a geotic photo copy from 2010 to 22 for transparency during the verification. Notably, a meeting was held between Longzang Village Public Mon Deputy Commissioner Tavasilan and BDO on May 13th at DC Chamber, wherein Tavasilan stated to file a case against the press statement of public, upon which the public remarked that they have no objection as they cannot curtail the rights guaranteed by the Constitution of India. It may be mentioned that the public had repeatedly appealed to the DC to look into the matter. However, he ignored, stating that politics is not involved in issues but failed to express him clearly. The public further rejected and the expenditure list read out by the VDB Secretary Ngame and appealed to the DC and BDO to deposit 31,94,520 rupees into beneficiaries' account within 15 days. Furthermore, the public added that they will take appropriate steps ahead if demands are not fulfilled. Rising People's Party urged NDPP to walk the talk and accept the proposal to a live debate. RPP invited NDPP on a live debate on their claim that the party stands for transparency, accountability, meritocracy and good governance in response to the RPP's demands for president's rule in the state. The party stated that NDPP's stalled claim is nothing short of hilarious, with 90% of people in social media platforms trolling the NDPP for comical posturing, but said that corruption issue is no laughing matter and that party is dead serious to conduct a debate in Town Hall College Auditorium in front of a live audience. Furthermore, party once again appealed to the government of India to impose president's rule in the state and stated that there is a breakdown of constitutional machinery in the state. Chief Minister Nltv on Tuesday extended his greetings to all the rank and file and well-wishers of the Nationalist Democratic Progressive Party on its foundation day. Rio took to Twitter and further reiterated their commitments for the welfare of all sections of people. Notably, NDPP came into existence after a group of members split from NPF to form Democratic Progressive Party and further appointed Chingwang Konyak as their first president. As incessant rain continues to batter the entire state, Nagaland State Disaster Management Authority on Monday issued weather updates for the upcoming days. Notably, for the past weeks, Nagaland has witnessed spike in weather activity with rainfall reaching 191.25 mm in Dimapur, 351 mm in Peran and 342 mm in Kohima, upon which NSDMA warns of flash flooding and water logging due to heavy rains in foothills and lowland parts of Nagaland. Dhansiri and Chate River is also likely to witness large flow of water due to prolonged spell of heavy rains. Landslide and blockage may also occur in some regions. Thunderstorm and lightning with widespread rainfall likely in Peran, Kohima, Wokha, Mon and Twinsang district. Therefore, NSDMA advised the public to be vigilant during the monsoon period to avoid any risk. Public have been directed to avoid taking shelter under huge trees or picnic near riverbanks. Furthermore, NSDMA also requested district disaster management authorities and all concerned line departments to be alert and save lives and properties. Mokokchung District Planning and Development Board meeting is set to be held on May 20 at Additional Deputy Commissioners Conference Hall from 10 a.m. onwards. Therefore, Mokokchung DC Shashank Pratap Singh requested all members to attend the meeting positively. A program on capacity building of youths in health and well-being was held on Monday at Peran Town Hall. Notably, the program was held in commemoration of the 75th anniversary of Peran Township. Additional Deputy Commissioner Peran Ki Rading Hyungge graced as a special guest and further encouraged the students to avoid substance and drugs abuse. Notably, resource person Dr. Dito Koza spoke on understanding drug addiction and its way out of the addiction. National Sports Academy Management Committee is set to hold selection test recruitments of students for admission to the National Sports Academy in Phal, Manipur. Notably, the admission to Class 6 for session 2022-23 will be for archery, boxing, judo, taekwondo, weightlifting and wrestling. Therefore, the requisite prescribed form is to be collected from the Directorate of Youth Affairs, Youth Resources and Sports Office, Kohima. Certificate of age verification and medical fitness test is to be done from Naga Hospital, Kohima, and the last date of form submission is May 31st. Furthermore, other remaining tests is to be conducted at Imphal, Manipur on 1st or 2nd week of June. As incessant rain continues to trigger floods and landslide in Assam, nearly 1.97 lakh people in 20 districts have been affected by the current spate of floods. According to Assam State Disaster Management Authority, around 51,357 people have been affected in Chachar district alone. As per reports, 2 persons died while 3 others, including 2 children, are missing in Kachar district. Notably, the water level of the Brahmaputra River is flowing above danger level mark at Nya Matighat in Jorhat district and Kopili River in Kampur area in Nagaon district. Landslide have also been reported from New Kunjung, Phui Moholi, Namzirong, South Bagedar, Mahadeva Tila, Kalibari North Bagedar, Zion and Lodi Pangmol villages. Railway line at Jadinga, Harangajau and Mahur Panding was also blocked during the landslides. Furthermore, the government has deployed Indian Army Parliamentary Forces, Fire and Emergency Services, SDRF, Civil Administration and trained volunteers to evacuate and relief measures. The Central Bureau of Investigation conducted a search at multiple residential and official premises of the Lok Sabha MP, Congress Khatri Chidambaram and his father and former Union Minister P. Chidambaram across Delhi. Mumbai, Chennai and Sagai in Tamil Nadu. CBI raided Congress leader Karti Chidambaram after involved in facilitating visas to Chinese workers for the Talwandi Sabo Power Limited project in lieu of a bribe of rupees 50 lakh and is being probed in case registered over CBI over irregularities in a foreign investment promotion board clearance granted to INX Media Group for receiving overseas fund of rupees 305 crore in 2007 during P. Chidambaram's tenure as the Union Finance Minister. Therefore, the ED has also lodged a money laundering case. The Economic Offences Watchdog has been registered, a Preventing of Money Laundering Act based on the FIR by the CBI and alleged that irregularities took place in FIPS clearance in the INX media. Karti Chidambaram was not at his residence during the raid and reacting to the fresh searches. Karti Chidambaram tweeted, "I have lost count. How many times has it been? Must be recorded." A parliamentary inquiry conducted by the CBI has been charged into an FIR.
साथ थे किससे पूछताछ किया? बीरबल सिंह जी। आप लोगों से भी पूछताछ सीबीआई की टीम ने कुछ की थी?
नहीं, हमसे पूछे कार्तिक सर यहाँ पे हम नहीं, यहाँ रहते हैं, बड़े साहब रहते हैं।
और जो कुक है उससे पूछताछ किया?
हाँ, यही जो हमसे पूछे वही बात उनसे भी पूछे।
क्या नाम था कुक का?
काशी।
अच्छा, कोई कागज पत्र भी ले गया ऑफिस से?
नहीं, कागज पत्र नहीं, कोई कागज दिखाया था, उसके बाद वो देख करके दे दिए उसको।
और कितने देर तक सीबीआई के लोग रुके यहाँ?
10-15 मिनट।
10-15 मिनट। और भी कुछ जानने की कोशिश किया?
नहीं, और पूछताछ हमने सुना।
कार्ति चिदम्बरम के बारे में पूछा कुछ?
पूछे थे कि यहाँ पर रहता, हम यहाँ पर रहते नहीं, तो बाहर रहते हैं।
अच्छा, और भी कोई पूछताछ, किसी और रूम को खोलने के लिए कहा, कुछ और पूछताछ किया, कुछ जानने की कोशिश किया?
नहीं।
सुबह 7:30 बजे आया था। टोटल 7 लोग थे। अच्छा, उसके बाद चला गया। फिर आने की बात कहा, फिर आना है?
नहीं, फिर आपस में बात की वो लोग, फिर अपना गाड़ी में चले गए।
तो कागज ले गया साथ में?
अब ये तो मैंने देखा सर, मैं तो यहाँ पे था।
People's Democratic Party chief Mehbooba Mufti on Monday blamed the Kashmir Files for triggering violence in the Union Territory. Mufti also claimed that she created a safe environment for Kashmir Pandits during her tenure and added that in 2016, unrest, no killing took place. Mufti's statement came days after the killing of Kashmiri Pandit government employee Rahul Bhatt. On the sidelines, former Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Farooq Abdullah also called a ban on the Kashmir Files and alleged that the film has created hatred atmosphere in the country. Crisis hits Sri Lanka as Sri Lanka has run out of petrol and is unable to find dollars to finance essential imports. Sri Lanka's new Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe in an address to the nation stated that Sri Lanka has run out of petrol at the moment and only have petrol stocks for a single day. Ranil warned his bankrupt country would face more hardships in the coming months. Ranil further stated that the government was unable to raise dollars to pay for the 3 shipments of oil with the ships awaited outside the Colombo harbour for payments before discharging their cargoes. Sri Lanka in the throes of its worst ever economic crisis, with its 22 million enduring severe hardship to secure food, fuel, medicines while facing record inflation and lengthy power blackouts. The United States of America Presidential Advisory Commission has unanimously voted to recommend President Joe Biden to process all applications for green cards of permanent residency within 6 months to be sent to the White House for approval. Recommendations of the President's Advisory Commission on Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians and Pacific Islanders, if adopted, is likely to bring cheer to tens of thousands of Indian Americans and those waiting for some even for a decade. A green card. A proposal in this regard was moved by eminent Indian American community leader Ajay Jain Bitoria during the meeting of the Panchhipi. During all of its 25 commissioners unanimously approved it. The recommendation aimed to reduce the cycle time for the processing of all forms related to family-based green card application, DACA renewals and all other green cards application within 6 months and issue educate decisions within 6 months of the application received by it. That is all for now. Thank you for tuning in, and for more updates, keep watching Nagaland TV.